I'm Hattiesburg. It's time for Southern Miss Today. Southern Miss Today is WUSM's news and public affairs program. Southern Miss Today airs Monday through Thursday at noon. Southern Miss Today is sponsored by Mr. Sippy Beverages. And now to start the show, Southern Miss Student Media News.
Hello? Okay, there we go. Good afternoon. Here's your news for the day. The Art and Design Faculty Show is still going on. It opens mornings at 10 and will end at 5. It is free and open to the public at the George Hurst Building. Many of the people we look up to and are taught by every day put plenty of work into their exhibits over the past months. There are plenty of cool exhibits in the gallery, so make sure to check them out before 5 tonight. The School of Music presents the Southern Invitational Choral Conference Honor Choir Concert, featuring high school and community college singers with world-class guest conductors. It is at 3:30 today in the Main Street Baptist Church. Entry is free, so make sure to head down there early. The choirs have worked their tails off and are sure to sound amazing with all of these world-class conductors. It is also pre-law week here at Southern Miss, so make sure to check out the events calendar for all of those events. A few of them even have pizza. You can email amanda.j.butler@usm.edu for any questions about this week. On to some local news. The World Ballet Series is performing the Nutcracker at Hattiesburg's historic Sanger Theater on Tuesday, December 6th. Doors to the Sanger will open at 6 p.m., and the show is expected to begin at 7 p.m. Tickets go on sale Friday, September 23rd at 8 a.m. Prices will range from $35 to $175 plus fees and can be purchased at Eventbrite, eventbrite.com when you search World Ballet Series The Nutcracker. The Nutcracker is based on a fairy tale by Hoffman, and the show will combine Tchaikovsky's music and the choreography of Marius Petipa to bring the story to life. The performance will include a multinational cast of 50 professional ballet dancers and more than 150 hand-sewn costumes and handcrafted sets. For the surrounding news, a truck caught fire outside of Petal Business Monday night. According to Petal Fire Chief Joe Hendry, the fire department received a report of a vehicle on fire in front of Magnolia State Bank around 7:30 p.m. Witnesses said a man was weed-eating the grass when a passerby told him that his truck was on fire. The man then dropped what he was doing and rushed to the truck to retrieve several items, including his lawnmower, of course. The Petal Fire Department arrived shortly afterward and found flames billowing out of the truck. The fire was extinguished within about 45 minutes. The fire department used a hand line to extinguish the fire, and the damage to the vehicle was deemed heavy but contained to the engine compartment. No injuries were luckily reported at the scene. From statewide news, the community is rallying around a Pascagoula High School football player after he and his uncle were involved in a fatal motorcycle accident Saturday. A family friend tells us the teen, 16-year-old Matthew Steinmetz, and his uncle Jeremy Steinmetz went for a ride on Jeremy's motorcycle after the Steinmetz were together celebrating a child's birthday that day. Around 5:30 p.m., the two were involved in a tragic accident on Lily Orchard Road in Jackson County. Jeremy Steinmetz received fatal injuries from the crash. He was a mechanic at Ingalls Shipbuilding. Matthew was airlifted to a USA Medical Center where he remains at this time. A family friend said on Facebook that Matthew will have to undergo many surgeries in the coming days and weeks. Matthew is a sophomore outside linebacker at Pascagoula High. Pascagoula High football coach Lewis Sims said Monday that Matthew has been a leader in their spring and summer training programs. An extremely hard worker, he contributed to our team via special teams and as a reserve linebacker. His dedication to our off-season program saw him recognized as one of our most improved players based on his strength and speed improvements, Coach Sims said. We pray for his healing and comfort during this difficult time. Keep his family in your thoughts and prayers as well. #PantherStrong90. And that's all for the news today.
Sponsorship for Southern Miss Today comes from Mr. Sippy Beverages. Mr. Sippy Beverages provides water, water coolers, and coffee service throughout South Mississippi. Take half of your weight in pounds. That's how many ounces of water you need a day. Mr. Sippy Beverages can help you reach that goal by delivering fresh water to your door. To start, Mr. Sippy will give you 1 month cooler rental and 2 bottles of water for free. To get more information or to set up a cooler and water delivery, you can call Mr. Sippy Beverages at 601-271-2420, or you can find them online. Sponsorship comes from the Hattiesburg Convention Commission, presenting ZZ Top live at the Lake Terrace Convention Center lawn, Friday, November 4th. Tickets are available now through Eventbrite. ZZ Top at the Lake Terrace Convention Center lawn, Friday, November 4th. Presented by the Hattiesburg Convention Commission. If you or your business is interested in sponsoring programming on WUSM, we'd love to talk to you about the benefits and opportunities. You can get recognition for your business as well as the appreciation of the WUSM audience. The audience realizes your support provides the programming they listen to daily. In addition, our sponsorship rates are very cost-effective and tax-deductible. To learn more, call 601-266-4287.
All right, and we're back with some sports. Southern Miss splashed into the win column in a big way with a 64-10 win over Northwestern State on Saturday. The Golden Eagles found the end zone 4 times in the second quarter and rode a suffocating defense to their largest victory under head coach Will Hall. Defensively, we played lights out, Hall said after the game. Offensively, we had a really explosive day. We had 588 yards on 71 snaps where we played everyone on our team. Quarterbacks Zach Wilk and Ty Keys alternated drives throughout the first half, and both led multiple scoring drives. Wilk played exclusively in the first half and threw for 102 yards. Keys was mixed in over both halves and hit on multiple big plays, throwing touchdowns of 48, 89, and 58 yards. The Nasty Bunch defense did not allow a first down for the first 23 minutes of the game and kept the Demons out of the red zone until the late third quarter. It was the first time Southern Miss scored at least 60 points in a game since putting 66 on Charlotte in 2017. The quarterback battle continues as 2 quarterbacks took center stage at the Rock. Both dressed in black and gold, Wilk got the start while Keys was mixed in behind center. Wilk, a true freshman, completed 9 of his 18 pass attempts and threw a 7-yard touchdown to Jacarius Caston. Keys only attempted 9 passes but completed 6 of them, and 3 were touchdowns of 40 or more yards. So a great game for Southern Miss on Saturday, and here's some weather news. It's a beautiful day, another beautiful week it looks like. A chance of rain on Sunday, but it doesn't look too hot. Just a great week. Got sun, a little hotter this week, but I mean, as fall starts to set in, I'm hoping that it'll get a little cooler. We've got 80s next week, and no chances of rain. Just a little bit of wind throughout the week, and tonight's going to be a little clearer and a little colder at 71. And that's the news.
Wow. Let's go into some Mississippi Moments, everyone. This is
right.
Southern Miss Today on Southern Miss Radio.
This is Mississippi Moments on MPB, produced by the Center for Oral History and Cultural Heritage at the University of Southern Mississippi and supported by the Mississippi Humanities Council. I'm Bill Ellison. The tiny coastal community of English Lookout used to produce crushed oyster shells by the trainload. Jim Kelly remembers how the hurricane of 1915 changed all of that.
They gave the L&N a terrific amount of business. They had a crusher, oyster shell crusher, and they sold these shells crushed. You know, they'd ship them out by the carload, maybe 20, 30 carloads at a time. They had a spur track running right into the crusher. And they had a big boiler room that furnished the power for the factory and the crusher. But the shells made wonderful filling. When they first came there, it was you call it a high moist. And then they built it up about 2 or 3 feet with crushed shells. And what they didn't haul out there and put on the place to build it up, they would ship off all over the country. They went all over the United States, those shells. But in 1915, well, the boiler room and everything was hurt. The factory was half blown away. The half of it fell down and disintegrated.
To hear more, visit MississippiMoments.org or just like us on Facebook. Mississippi Moments is supported by the Mississippi Humanities Council. The humanities are for everyone.
In the interview.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Southern Miss Today on Southern Miss Radio, and I'm your host for today. I'm Abigail Troth, and today I'm here with Josh Hazel from EV Mississippi. Hi Josh, it's nice to see you again.
Hey, good afternoon.
Yeah. So, could you offer a quick introduction of yourself for our listeners?
Sure. So, Josh Hazel with EV Mississippi. I'm chairman of the board of directors for EV Mississippi, and that's a 501c3 nonprofit organization for the state to promote and advocate for electric and hybrid vehicles in the state.
Yeah. Okay, awesome. So, what is your job in EV Mississippi then? It's like, what do you get to do?
So we get to organize events pretty much.
Okay.
That's public awareness, and we do that by. So I'm a car buff in general, and I like going to car shows, and so that's kind of how we got this started. Is instead of just putting stuff out there for electric vehicles, put electric vehicles out in car shows where folks can come and check them out, ask questions from owners who actually drive these vehicles day in, day out. So that's what we do, and the events get bigger and bigger. We've got an event this Saturday,
Okay.
and it's our big Drive Electric Fall event. Mississippi Power and EV Mississippi put it on, and we do that in partnership with PetSmart and Hub City Humane Society. And then for this fall event, we also have some additional sponsors. We have Walt Massey,
Oh, wow.
Auto Group, Galleria BMW, Petro Nissan, and then the Tesla Owners Club of Mississippi. So all that to say that this is going to be a really big event.
Yeah.
On Saturday we'll have about 9 vehicles to test drive. So the way this is set up is we've got a pet adoption event that goes on at
Yeah.
the same time, which is kind of cool. And then we have owners that bring their cars for display, and it's a variety of cars. We'll have 30 to 40 electric
Wow.
vehicles owners out there.
Wow.
And you can walk up and ask. That's what they're there for. Walk up, check out the vehicles, and ask questions. And what's your real world experience? How do you charge? How long is it taking? All those kind of questions everybody wants to know. And then we'll have test drive vehicles set up as well from the various dealers. So we'll have 2 BMWs, BMW iX and an i4.
Oh, wow.
It's going to be with the test drives. We'll have 2 Teslas, a Model 3 Performance and a Model Y Performance.
These are all electric, too.
These are all electric. We'll have, there's only one of the test drive vehicles that's going to be a plug-in hybrid, but the rest of them are all electric. So we got the 2 Teslas, 2 BMWs. It looks like we're going to have 2 Ford F-150 Lightning.
Oh,
pickup
wow.
trucks, all electric, very cool.
Yeah.
Those are very cool. And
Yeah.
so you don't see them out in the wild a lot yet.
No, you
So
don't.
to have 2 of them at the event for test drives is going to be incredible. And we'll have a Nissan Leaf and well, we hope to have a Nissan Leaf. It's supposed to arrive this week, so fingers crossed that one makes it. And then we'll also have a Chevy Bolt EV.
Oh, wow.
And then the plug-in hybrid, we'll have a Jeep Wrangler that it's a hybrid, but it's a plug-in hybrid. So you
Oh, wow.
plug it in, and you get 20 or 30 miles of
Okay.
electric-only range, and then the gas engine kicks in. So very
Wow.
functional. It's a rugged Jeep, the vehicle that you're already familiar with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so freaking cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So
What time was it again?
So it's 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturday, the 24th, and it's out in front of PetSmart on Highway 98. Yeah, we 30 to 40 owner cars typically.
Yeah.
So we're expecting that many or more, and then at least 9 test drive vehicles
Yeah.
out there.
That's gonna be fun. I know it was a really good event last year. Y'all had a lot of people come out, didn't you?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, and hopefully this time with all of that going on, it's gonna be a really big thing this year.
Yeah.
I can tell because EV vehicles, like they're getting a lot bigger. They really are, which is a good thing. So that leads into my next question: how beneficial do you think they are to the world? I guess you could say as a whole.
So everybody has their opinion of the impact of electric vehicles and steering away from gas vehicles. Well, I'm a car buff in general. I like cars.
Yeah.
And I work in technology and always have. So electric vehicles is kind of the fusion of that. It's an added side benefit that it's also very eco-friendly and all that good stuff. So that's cool. My personal motivation, and everybody has a different motivation for it, is I just like the cars and I like the technology that goes in them.
Yeah.
I've had an electric vehicle for a little over 5 years now, 5.5 years,
Yeah.
and they're easy to drive. There's no maintenance. There's no, it's just that it's a good daily driver you can get in, and it just always works.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about oil changes and transmission fluid changes.
That's a very good point.
Yeah, all brake fluid changes. You
Yeah.
don't do all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
you just get in and drive it. And
That's something people don't think of, honestly, when they think of electric vehicles. They just
Yeah.
think of, oh, let's just save the environment, which is a great thing.
Great
That's
cause.
great. But also, you don't have to get oil change, like you're saying. That's really
you
beneficial.
don't
That's
stop at
really
gas
handy.
stations, you don't, because you plug in at home. You just plug in at home every night, every day when you get home. You just plug in,
Yeah.
and then you get up the next day and you have a full, battery, full tank,
Yeah.
to do all your driving again. So it's that. Depending on how much driving you do in a gas vehicle, you're stopping once a week, maybe twice a week, maybe once every 2 or 3 weeks, or whatever. But it's just that thing that you have to do repetitively over time, and you get
Yeah.
used to it. But when that piece goes away, it's just kind of weird. Like you just don't have that stopping. You just don't stop in the gas station.
Yeah.
It's kind of neat.
Wow. So then, what is the future of electric vehicles looking like, do you think?
So every manufacturer's come out and announced that they have EV lineups.
Yeah.
Either they're rolling out now or they're coming soon. I mean,
Yeah.
there's 40 plus available right now. Different makes and models that you could get right now.
Yeah.
But every manufacturer's coming out with them. By next year, everybody will have a model out and available.
Wow.
And
That's
then
really cool.
Some manufacturers have announced some manufacturers have announced dates at when they will no longer make gas vehicles. So
Yeah.
it's definitely happening. Some folks would like it to happen faster. Some folks would like that transition to happen slower. But it is definitely happening, and it's just the future.
Yeah, and I like that it's the future. It's like we all say, of course, it is beneficial, and it's really taking off, especially like Tesla. I've seen so many Teslas on the road lately, and these are cool cars. I really want one. If they weren't so much money, I would literally drive a Tesla because I just think that they're cool, and I just think that they're very handy, and just there's a lot of benefits that come with them. So having an event like this where you get to showcase all these different cars and stuff, all these different electric vehicles, I think that's really cool. I do. I think it's a great thing.
It's neat. We've got a good variety between manufacturers and models. We have 15, 16 distinct models out there in the spring.
Yeah.
We're expecting to have more in the fall. So we have
That's gonna be really
owners that
cool.
bring a Rivian out. We'll have
Oh, wow.
ID4, a Volkswagen ID4 SUV.
Wow.
All these different manufacturers, and so it's a good place for owners to come and you get to go ask questions, and we do things on our Facebook, EV Mississippi Facebook page that we started doing. One of the big things we hear about is, well, you can't really travel in them. Well, that's not true. We travel a lot.
Yeah,
My wife and I
I'm
go
sure.
all over. This weekend went to Ohio
Oh, wow.
for a weekend trip. Ohio, but we drove. And so it was cool because we started a thread in there and started, documenting how much energy we use
Yeah.
and how much it costs and all that kind of stuff. And, the cost difference between that and gas, even with gas prices coming down, it's still about a fourth of what you would spend on gas.
Wow.
To do that.
That's something also to consider, especially
Yeah.
with gas prices as much as they are lately. Oh my gosh, I'm
Yeah.
suffering compared to all you electric vehicle users, I swear. But that's just really cool. I like that they're taking off. I do. I like they're getting bigger, and I like that y'all are having this event. That's really cool. So what day is it going to be again?
It's going to be Saturday, this coming Saturday, the 24th.
Okay.
It'll be from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. Test drive start away. Another thing we're doing for this event is we've got a raffle. We have raffles for some pretty cool prizes, keeping with the electric theme, for owners who bring their vehicles out to display, as well as for folks who come out and test drive. So every unique vehicle you test drive, you're going to get a raffle ticket into a raffle drawing. It will hold 145.
Wow.
The raffle prizes, we've got an electric lawnmower. It's cooler as you get older, but we also have an electric bike, which is actually
Oh wow,
really cool.
that is really cool.
An electric scooter. For those who have kids, we have the Power Wheels. The
Yeah.
little driving. We have an electric Tesla Cybertruck Power Wheels, and then an electric BMW i8 sports car Cybertruck or electric Power Wheels
That's
for
adorable.
kids, and then some remote control, electric vehicles and remote control electric cars and some other miscellaneous items.
That's
that we'll
awesome. That's
raffle off
really
as well.
cool. That's gonna be a great event. I'm really excited. I just know y'all are gonna have a really big turnout this year because last year's was great, but this year y'all are just gonna have a great turnout, and I'm really excited. So, is there anything else that you'd like to say to our listeners?
I think that's it. Come out. come out and take a test drive, ask questions. That's what everybody's coming out for, is to answer those questions.
Yeah.
So come out and scratch that itch to learn more.
Thank you so much for being on our show today, Josh Hazel.
Thank
It's
you.
nice to see you again, of
Good to see
course.
you.
All right. We'll be right back after these messages. This is Southern Miss Today on Southern Miss Radio.
Sponsorship for Southern Miss Today comes from Mr. Sippy Beverages. Mr. Sippy Beverages provides water, water coolers, and coffee service throughout South Mississippi. Take half of your weight in pounds. That's how many ounces of water you need a day. Mr. Sippy Beverages can help you reach that goal by delivering fresh water to your door. To start, Mr. Sippy will give you 1 month cooler rental and 2 bottles of water for free. To get more information or to set up a cooler and water delivery, you can call Mr. Sippy Beverages at 601-271-2420, or you can find them online. Sponsorship comes from the Hattiesburg Convention Commission, presenting ZZ Top live at the Lake Terrace Convention Center lawn, Friday, November 4th. Tickets are available now through Eventbrite. ZZ Top at the Lake Terrace Convention Center lawn, Friday, November 4th. Presented by the Hattiesburg Convention Commission. When you or your business sponsors programming on WUSM, you are getting more than recognition for your product. You are also gaining the appreciation of our audience, who understands that your sponsorship provides their favorite programming. And research shows that the audience is more likely to patronize your business, too. In addition, the cost of sponsoring programming on WUSM is tax deductible. To learn more, call 601-266-4287.
Hey everyone, we're back.
Oh my goodness.
Unexpectedly, we're back with Josh Hazel again. Thank you for being back on the show today. We're back again, though. We just wanted to continue this conversation. It was such an interesting conversation that we have more questions to ask. We have more that we want to know. So I'll let you take over, Bryce.
Oh, okay.
You can be the host today.
Well, I guess I'll start off. Like, my grandpa, in his like college thesis, he did like a research paper on like electric vehicles and stuff. I know he's listening right now, I'm pretty sure, so he's probably like,
Hi.
yeah, because he's got a very solid opinion on electric vehicles. He doesn't really like it. The biggest thing with him is like, what happens with the batteries? Like, once your battery is done, where do all those go as far as waste goes? And like, when you're traveling, like, what happens when you run out of miles on the charger? Do you have to just wait and be stuck in that same place while it's charging? Or that's some of his big questions and things like that. So.
Yeah. So, and those are great. Those are the kind of questions we get at these events. So that's why we hold these events, because there's a lot of misinformation and disinformation that's out there.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of hard to set the record straight on that stuff. So that's why we hold these events. So the first question, batteries. That's a big one. Like, what happens with the batteries? Well, batteries are rated. The current set of batteries are 300 to 500,000 miles. So 25-ish years of use based on average driving. You drive a lot more than that, that'll shrink that window, maybe 12, 15 years. But it's a long time. But the batteries, once they become not useful to power a car, doesn't mean they're not useful in a battery capacity. They are refurbished and repurposed for things like home battery. You've got home generator backup batteries and stuff like that at home. They repurpose them for that, so they're recyclable. They don't just go into a landfill and sit out there and rot. And that's kind of the thing you see out there. That's not what happens. So they get repurposed, recycled after that very long period of time. Now the chemistry and the build that they're working on now, which they're close to kind of making another evolutionary jump in battery technology, but they're working on a 1,000,000-mile battery, which I've never put 1,000,000 miles on a vehicle. I've barely broke 100,000 miles on a vehicle. So that's a lifetime vehicle if you keep it for the entire time. So they are working on that now. Running out of electricity on the road, there's a lot of guardrails in place to prevent you from doing that. If you run out of electricity while you're traveling or on the road, it's kind of your own fault. It's kind of like running out of gas. Like, there's a lot of opportunities. They map you to the charger. So if you put your destination in, it'll tell you where you need to stop, and there's a ton of places to charge out there. The charging infrastructure is incredible and getting better, every month. There's new chargers being installed all over. So it's hard to run out of electricity when you're traveling. You get a lot of prompts. Just like in a gas car, you've got your E to F. You get a lot more data in an electric car. So instead of an E to F kind of gauge, you get a percentage. So I know that I'm sitting at 72%. I know that I'm down to 12% or whatever that number. At 25%, I got a quarter of a tank, quarter of a battery. So I know those things. So if you kind of dial the way you think of batteries and gas, get down to a quarter of a tank, it's time to start looking for gas if you're traveling, right? Same thing with the battery. I mean, it's going to tell you, and the car won't let you do that. It'll tell you need to, charge at this spot or this spot or this spot or whatever, and it'll start throwing up more warnings if you ignore it and things of that nature. But it's hard to run out of electricity when you're driving unless you intentionally do it.
Yeah.
But if you do, if it happens for whatever reason, AAA can come out, like they would come out and bring a 5-gallon gas can and give you 5 gallons or a couple gallons to get you down the road to a gas station. They've got a jumper they can put in and it gives you about 50 miles of range.
Oh, wow.
And it'll give you enough to get down to an exit or something or wherever charger is.
Wow.
They try to get the charging infrastructure along highways and interstates about every 50 to 100 miles.
Mm-hmm.
So you're always kind of close. The one here, we've got the Tesla superchargers right there in front of PetSmart, which
Yeah.
that area.
Yeah.
Superchargers there. There's a couple of them, a couple sets in Jackson, got them in Meridian, Slidell, D'Iberville, Gulfport, Mobile. They're all around.
Yeah.
So if you do run out, there are options, but you're probably going to sit on the road until AAA can get out there and give you a little boost, get you down the road.
Yeah. So, like, how long, if you were to get close to running out of electricity on the road, how long, like, another question that my grandpa kind of had was like, well, don't you have to sit there and wait, like, who knows how long until it's fully charged up, Like, that was the biggest thing for him was like...
Yeah, so good question. So gas cars, you're used to, you pull into a gas station, you
Yeah.
get it down to a quarter of a tank or the light comes on, you get it down, and then you pull into a gas tank and you fill it all the way up. You just completely fill it up to the top and then get back on the road.
Yeah.
So battery vehicle, electric vehicles are a little bit different, at least right now, the way they operate. Your battery charges extremely fast from 0 to 50%. So in that window, it's just going to fly and charge.
Mm-hmm.
From 50 to 80, it still goes very fast, but it does slow down. And from 80 to 100, it slows down a lot. You just don't want to overheat your battery and just charge at full speed the whole time. So when you're traveling, so like I said, we just did a trip this weekend up to Ohio. We left Thursday after work and came back Sunday and drove to Ohio and back.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're traveling, you hop in, you want to go, and the car will map you and tell you you're going to spend 5 minutes at this charger or 10 minutes. Usually you're 5 to 15 minutes at a charger.
Wow.
When you're there. But what you're going to do is you're going to drive for 200, 300 miles, whatever your range is, and then get it down into the teens, about 10% or so, and pull into a charger.
Mm-hmm.
What you want to do is, if you want to spend about 5 minutes and get back on the road, well, that's fine, get it up to 50%. If you're only going 50 miles, the last leg of our trip was 74 miles.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
we plugged in, charged, got what we need, and got on down the road, and then we charge when we get there. But if you're still on your trip and you got a ways to go, you can sit there for 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes and get 50% of the battery, and then the next from 50 to 80 might take you another 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes, because it's going to slow down and get a smaller percentage in that same amount of time. So you might sit there for 15 minutes or so and get up to 80% and then get back on the road.
But that's
that's
not near as much time as and either of us were thinking, like, we thought it'd be like, wow, is it an hour to fully charge? No, that's insane if it's like 15 minutes.
If you want to charge, so there's times, and usually we'll, like, if it's a Buc-ee's, like all the Buc-ee's now have the charger, so we'll go in and get a snack or go restroom break or whatever.
Yeah.
And by the time we do all that and come back out to the car, it's ready to go.
Yeah.
So it's always, it always. But if you want to stop and eat, so we'll stop and have lunch or something when we're traveling. We might be in there for 45 minutes. We'll let it charge the whole time, and so 30. If ours was completely drained and it needed to charge all the way up to 100%, it would take about 35 to 40 minutes on those fast chargers. So, if we happen to time it with a lunch stop, we can do that and let it charge all the way up.
Yeah. And you don't have to let it charge up all the way. I mean, you can get it up to 50% if you need to just kind of keep hopping down the road.
If you're trying to get to a destination, like a 12-hour trip you're going on, you're trying to just get to a destination, we'll typically pop in and get, we target about 75% and get back on the road.
Yeah.
That's a lot
crazy.
of information. This is really cool. I like learning about all this stuff. I didn't know all this stuff.
I think it's super cool.
That's really cool. Well, I do think that finally, this time, okay, not the first time, I do think that this time we have run out of time with you today, Mr. O'Shea. But I wish we could talk. If you would ever want to be on the show again, we'd love to have you back. Yeah. But thank you so much for being on the show today.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
All right. After these messages, we'll be right back. This is Southern Miss Today on Southern Miss Radio.
Sponsorship for Southern Miss Today comes from Mr. Sippy Beverages. Mr. Sippy Beverages provides water coolers, and coffee service throughout South Mississippi. Take half of your weight in pounds. That's how many ounces of water you need a day. Mr. Sippy Beverages can help you reach that goal by delivering fresh water to your door. To start, Mr. Sippy will give you 1 month cooler rental and 2 bottles of water for free. To get more information or to set up a cooler and water delivery, you can call Mr. Sippy Beverages at 601-271-2420, or you can find them online.
Hello, I'm Dr. Ed Simpson, Director of the School of Media and Communication at USM. I'd like for you to join me on Southern Miss Radio Friday afternoons at 12:30 for a new show, News You Need. On News You Need, I will be chatting with USM students about the news they are talking about and suggest a few stories we need to think about as a community and society. We'll look for connections between the headlines, how we live our lives, and have a bit of fun along the way. Join me for News You Need, Fridays at 12:30 on Southern Miss Radio. News You Need is sponsored by Adcock Pool, Spa, and Billiards.
SM2 News caught up with the Office of Financial Aid and a current undergraduate to get their takes on the new student loan forgiveness plan. The plan is threefold. It includes a final pause on student loan repayments, a revised income-based repayment plan, and most prominently, student loan forgiveness based on income and Pell Grant status. For current borrowers, their student loans will be forgiven up to $20,000 for borrowers with Pell Grants and up to $10,000 for those without. This only applies to people whose individual income is less than $125,000 or whose household income is less than $250,000. This plan includes anyone who took out federal loans for education, including current and former students. The plan is set to provide relief to millions of students. Junior chemistry major Jaden Sierra shared her perspective.
My mom is currently helping me get through college by herself, and so to have like around $20,000 taken off of that would only leave me with $7,000, and that is that's very, very helpful.
Dr. Alana McDonald, Assistant Director of Financial Aid Processing at the Office of Financial Aid, gave SM2 News her advice. Quote, students must monitor their email and mail, depending on correspondence preferences with their lenders, for updates on requirements for loan forgiveness. Unquote. Quote, our office does not handle the repayment of federal loans, as that is handled through federal services, such as NELNET, MOHELA, FPHEAA, or Great Lakes. Unquote. Borrowers should look out for an application from the Department of Education to receive their income data. The application is set to be released in early October.
The Office of Financial Aid instructs students to direct all questions to their federal student loan servicer. I'm Simeon Gates, SM2 News.
Oh, am I on? Okay. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the show. My name is Abigail Troth, and thank you all so much for listening to our show today. This is a great show. It's very interesting. It's always nice to get to talk to Mr. Josh Hazel. He always provides such very cool information. Bryce, are you there?
No, I'm not.
Oh,
I'm not here. I don't think
okay.
so.
Oh, that's okay. But yeah, thank y'all so much for listening to our show today. Thank you, Bryce, for being our newsreader and for helping with that interview. That was really fun.
Yeah, from a distance.
Yeah, from a distance. Thank you to Michaela for producing this and running our video and stuff. And thank you to Salon over there running our boards and, keeping up with us. Yeah, thank you, Salon. Thank you so much. And thank you, of course, to Whitney and Dr. Martin. Thank you to everyone who's just involved with this. We're very grateful for all of the support that we receive here at Southern Miss today. Y'all have a great day. I almost said stay warm again. I don't know why. I think it's cold outside. But everyone have a great day. I will see y'all on Thursday. This is Southern Miss Today on Southern Miss Radio.